Are you bringing a gun on the trail?
Are you packing?
What are you gonna do about bears? Hey guys, this is Chris and Lynn with Hey Jonesy, and we get so many questions about going on the Colorado Trail that we want to answer some of them for you today.
We get all these questions from so many people, so we thought we would do a little Q&A and share with you guys some of these answers.
Sure, and stay to the end because we're going to answer the #1 question that we get all the time, which is,
are you packing? Are you afraid of bears?
Okay, so the first question we get all the time is, are you guys sleeping in a tent? And to me, this question has more to do with like not knowing what the Colorado Trail is. So I think really the answer usually has to do with that. So the Colorado Trail is a backpacking trip. It's a trail that goes from Denver all the way to Durango across Colorado. It's 488 miles, something like that. And yes, it's a backpacking trip for us. And so we're going to be bringing a tent. We're going to bring all kinds of things like that to complete the trail.
So this is actually our very first through hike. We've done several section hikes. We go hiking for long weekends, but this is our first full through hike. And last year when we did our section hike, we took a tent that was 6 pounds. We had that thing, I don't know, 10 years. It was one of our favorite little
actually bought it at Walmart.
Yeah, for like 20 bucks. And we took that and it was 6 pounds. So this year we decided to invest in a new tent, and this sucker is 1.5 pounds. So we're super excited about that since we do carry it all on our back.
Yeah, and so that is going to be an awesome addition to our equipment for this trail. And there's so much information out there about hiking the Colorado Trail and backpacking it. And one of the first places we started is at the Colorado Trail Foundation. We really want to recommend them. And we purchased this guidebook, a Colorado Trail guidebook. Basically, it shows you all the trails, the markings, where you can get water, but basically it's a backpacking trip. To answer the question, yes, we're sleeping in a tent and we are going to be backpacking for 488 miles.
And it's just us two. We're not going with a big group. There's no guide or anything. We do typically see other backpackers, and by the time we set up tents, sometimes other people will come set up tent beside us, but it is us just a couples thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
So our second question that we get a lot is, where are we going to get our food? Are we carrying our food? Do we carry all the food? What kind of food are we taking? And that's one that's fun for me, because this year I decided to make some healthier vegan backpacking meals. I made them, I dehydrated them. So we're taking enough food for 6 nights on each trail. I'm mailing 6 boxes to different spots, and then when we get close to that spot, we'll hike into town or hitchhike into town, pick up our new rations, buy anything extra we might need to go with it, and then get back on the trails, because we can't carry enough food for the whole 485 miles, but we are going to carry enough for about 7 days.
Yeah, so again, this is a 488 mile backpacking trip, and so it takes quite a while to get to the destination. And one thing that Lynn has really been helping with is making sure we had nutritious meals, because a lot of people, younger people than us, they're eating a lot of junk food on the trail, and they just pick up junk food at gas stations and things along the way, and they eat that. They bring dehydrated or processed food from the grocery store, and they're eating that. And so Lynn has done a great job of making sure we have some more nutritious meals for the trail. And as far as where we stop, again, in this guide, this is a really cool thing, because on the very first page it shows actually all of the resupply towns, and so like how many miles you would have to get until you get to the next town. And at that town there might be a grocery store, we might have mailed a box ahead. There's so many ways that we could get the food at those stations. So yeah, just basically, we're backpacking through. It's going to take us a couple of months to do it. Every 6 days or so we're going to stop somewhere and get more supplies for the trail.
And we're actually going to do a whole other segment on what we're putting in our care packages, all the meals I made, all the other things. So stay tuned for that.
Okay guys, here's the final question, and this is absolutely the number one question we get all the time. People say, what about bears? Are you bringing a gun? Are you packing heat? You know, what do they say, packing heat?
Are you packing?
Are you packing? People ask us that question all the time. This is definitely the number one question. And to me, it's a really interesting question because it's real. There are dangers out on the trail, but there are so many things you can do to kind of mediate that, and there's a lot of trail safety standards that you put into place in order to make sure that you don't have a bad encounter with the animal. And honestly, I don't want to be carrying a gun, the extra weight and things like that on the off chance that I would be able to use it. So it's a very interesting question. It's a real question, but it's in short answer, no, we are not bringing a gun on the trail. We're going to be using other safety precautions.
So some of the things that we'll do, and some of the things that the Colorado Trail Foundation recommend, number one, we'll tell you this, that the Colorado Trail Foundation does not even require you bring a bear canister. So if there are certain trails and stuff that require it, because there have been a lot of bear attacks and stuff, but that's not required. They just ask you to be bear aware. So things to be bear aware, we are very loud. I'm pretty loud, and we talk a lot during our hikes and stuff, so we stay super noisy because you don't want to scare a bear. If you scare a bear, they're gonna attack. So we're very loud, so everything knows that we're coming. And then we do things like we have bought some odor-proof bags that we put all of our food and toiletries in, so they're sealed up and they can't smell through those. And you know, a lot of times that we will try to stop even before we set up tent, and we will stop at a water stream or something and go ahead and have dinner. Cook our dinner, clean our dishes, get everything done, get it all packed up. That way when we get to tent, there's nothing that's smelly from us cooking dinner. So we do a lot of things to be bear aware, and we're very careful. And you know, we just don't want anything to happen. I mean, on top of we don't want to be attacked, we don't want to cause a bear to be killed, and we don't, you know, because they do come and mess with you. So
yeah, that's right. And there have been recent bear attacks in Colorado. There are not grizzly bears per se in Colorado, which is comforting. However, there have been a few, and they do you know, euthanize the bear if there is an attack and danger to a human. So that's one of the things they really emphasize in trail safety is, you know, be bear aware in the case that you're not bringing odors into the camp, you're not tempting them to come and mess with you in such a way that it's going to create a danger for the bear. So that's another consideration for us as well.
And I will say the 2 attacks we had this year where people had their dogs. One of them, a lady was walking her dogs, and then a mama bear and her baby bears, so that was a different kind of situation. Yeah. And the other one, I think the bear was trying to get into the garage to eat dog food. So it's nothing like people hiking and they got attacked. That doesn't really happen.
But I do want to say one thing. We are taking a new piece of gear on this trail. This is called the Garmin InReach, and this is not a gun, but it is a way to communicate, and actually has an SOS feature. So we will be sending, able to text message by satellite with our family, and if there's any kind of an emergency where we need immediate medical attention, we can actually signal, and they will like life flight you out of the Colorado Trail if you message with this device. So this is one precaution we're taking. It is very lightweight, and I feel like this is probably more likely thing that we would need, and it's more safety than actually having a gun. I wouldn't want to have so many negative things that could possibly happen with having a gun, but I don't want to bring that into the situation. However, with this, I feel very safe in that, like, this is something we might actually have to use. I hope not.
I hope not. It might be. Well, we use it every night. We'll be texting our kids, so.
That's true. We will use it. Yeah. All right, guys. So those are the top questions we get all the time about the Colorado Trail. But we would love to hear more from you. We're excited to document this journey for you guys and for ourselves to look at later. So if you have other questions and you want us to answer them, let us know. We would love to share with you what's going on and what our journey is.
Exactly. And we're new to the channel, so we're excited to get started. So subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff, leave us comments. We're excited about this.
Absolutely. See you next time.